The year Toys R Us died, it was still selling $11 billion of toys. Everyone tells you Amazon killed it. The internet, right? Kids grew up, people shopped online, the giant couldn't keep up. That's not what happened. The thing that actually killed Toys R Us walked through the front door years earlier, carrying a check. Started in 1948. A man named Charles Lazarus opens a baby furniture shop. Parents keep asking for toys, so he gives them toys. Walls of them, floor to ceiling, cheaper than anyone. He builds the first store that treats toys like a supermarket, and it works beyond anything. Geoffrey the Giraffe. That jingle every kid could sing. If you're old enough, you can still hear it. The bikes hanging from the ceiling, the bright yellow sign you begged your mom to pull into. For 50 years, Toys R Us didn't compete in the toy business. It was the toy business. Then, in 2005, 3 men in suits walked in with a check for $6.6 billion. And that check was the beginning of the end. 3 big investment firms buy the company. On paper, great news. Smart money, deep pockets, the pros are here. But watch how they buy it. This kind of deal has a name, a leveraged buyout. And here's the trick nobody explains to you. They didn't pay with their own money, they borrowed most of it. And then, this is the part that should make your stomach drop. They put that debt on Toys R Us itself. Read that again. The company didn't get bought with cash. The company was made to borrow the money used to buy it. Toys R Us paid for its own funeral and didn't know it yet. Here's the one number that decided everything that came next. Keep it in your head. Over $400 million a year. Not profit, not salaries, interest. Money gone every single year before they sold a single toy. Now the timing gets cruel. This is exactly when Amazon starts rising. When Walmart and Target start using cheap toys to pull families in the door. To survive that, Toys R Us needed to invest. A real website, faster shipping, stores that felt like an experience instead of a warehouse. Every competitor was pouring money into the future. But Toys R Us? Every dollar that could have built that future was already spoken for, swallowed by that $400 million a year interest bill. And here's the twist. It wasn't that they didn't see Amazon coming. They saw it clearly. They just couldn't afford to fight back. The debt was a pair of handcuffs. The giant could see the punch coming and couldn't lift its arms. You've probably watched this happen up close. A business that isn't failing at the work. It's drowning in what it owes. Everything looks busy from the outside. Inside, there's nothing left to move with. And then the holidays came. The one season toy stores live or die on. This time, it was die. September 2017, bankruptcy. They limp toward Christmas hoping for a miracle. It doesn't come. March 2018, they announce it's over. Every US store closed. Around 33,000 people lose their jobs. And at first, many are told there's no severance, no cushion. Just a going out of business sign on the door they'd worked behind for years. And here's the detail that stays with you. Charles Lazarus, the man who started it all in 1948, was still alive, 94 years old. He died that same month. Days after learning the company he spent his life building was going to be erased. The villain in this story isn't a competitor. The firms that loaded on the debt had already collected their fees along the way. The debt stayed with the company, and the company's workers got the bill. So say it plainly. Amazon didn't kill Toys R Us. Debt did. Debt so heavy the company couldn't move when it needed to. And here's the lesson. Bigger than toys. A business can be profitable and still die. You can be selling $11 billion a year and still lose if what you owe eats your room to breathe. And this is survivable. That's the whole point. The companies that make it through a changing world aren't the ones with no debt. They're the ones who keep it small enough that when the ground shifts, they can still move. Cash you owe is cash you can't fight with. Survivors guard their room to move like it's the business itself. Because it is. After breaking down enough of these, it's always the same truth. The survivors aren't smarter. They have systems. And here's the thing. This doesn't only happen to toy giants with billion-dollar signs. It happens to companies down the street, the ones doing the work and getting paid late. Same trap, smaller room. What does this story look like when it's not Toys R Us? It's a contractor with a crew to pay on Friday? That's Thursday. Subscribe so you don't miss it.